Hello and welcome to the Reading Entertainment Podcast, episode 376 for November 20th, 2022. My name is Nathan Reitensbruth, and joining me this week we have Andrew Roa McFain.
Oh, geez, it's me and a cat.
Yeah, there's a cat. And a cyberpunk monk, also known as Connor Besh.
We're doing it, everyone. We're living young, pale, and nerdy.
That's correct. And of course, I'm your host, Nathan Reitensbruth. Hey guys, where can we find you?
Aroa.website.
There you go. Do you have any special links?
Yeah, one of those special links is a link to Clinton's Core Classics, the Rise of the Ruin Lords First Edition actual play podcast. You could find it anywhere that podcasts are found, and I work really hard on it, and I think that you will be delighted if you check it out. If that's your sort of thing.
He works way harder on Clinton's Core Classics than we do on the Reading Entertainment Podcast.
Way harder.
Roa, do you have any special links you want to shout out?
No, I own the website, so they're all
yours.
They're all mine.
They're all special. And of course, you can find me, Nathan Reitensbruth, everywhere at Reading. So maybe not for long. We'll see. Twitter at Reading is a big one, and then Twitch is the other biggest one that I stream Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time to 9 p.m. Pacific time. So that's twitch.tv/Reading. I may or may not be there this Thursday. Apparently, it's Thanksgiving. We have to give thanks. But I will be there definitely Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday this week. I'm pretty excited to have 4 days off in a row. That's going to be pretty fantastic. Hey, Aroa, what games have you played this week besides Sonic?
Oh, besides Sonic?
Just Sonic?
Pretty much. Like, I did like the WoW pre-patch came out this week, so I've gotten into some of that, playing as the new dragon things. I hate how they look.
Oh,
I hate it. They're like this weird bastardized, like, so like the dragon forms, they just look like Disney characters at best. They very much remind me of like was it Captain Scales? Was it from Star Fox Adventures? Like they
Never
look
played
like
that game.
Oh,
what?
No.
Never played Star Fox Adventures.
Oh, well,
I
should watch somebody else play it.
I didn't have a GameCube. I had an Xbox.
I had, well, I had all of them.
Yeah, you're rich. We get it.
No, my grandma's just perpetually in a lot of debt. But I just played that and played Sonic. Dragons they're ugly, but they're cool.
That's good.
They're fun to play.
How was Sonic? Was Sonic good?
Sonic is really good.
That's good.
Like, it's probably, so I never finished Unleashed, so I can't really compare it to that fairly, but I would say like Adventure 2 is still like the bar in my mind. And it's probably like, if it's not number 3, then it's like number 4.
Yeah.
Because like Sonic 3 is like really fucking good. And Sonic Mania is really fucking good.
Yeah, it is.
But man, like
Sonic 2006
really fucking good. No.
exists.
Hey, Project 06. Project 06 might show everybody what that game could have been had it been given the time it needed. But in any case, yeah, I just finished the third boss, like literally in the last 20 minutes.
Oh, that's what we started a few minutes late.
That is actually part of what took me so long.
Interesting.
He had to regain his composure after finishing the final fight.
Well, it's not the final fight. It's only the third one.
Oh,
minor spoilers there, but I mean, you'd have to be stupid to think that that the third boss is going to be the last one, because there are 5 stage thingies in the loading screen. So, it was really fucking great, and there was a scene in the fight that was straight out of Metal Gear Rising, which I thought was fucking amazing. So yeah, if you don't ever plan on playing Sonic Frontiers, which I'm sure many people don't, you should at least watch the boss fights on YouTube because they're fucking fantastic. Like probably the best overall, like in the whole series.
I might pick it up when it's on sale.
I really do think that if you feel like playing a not quite so lengthy Ubisoft grade open world game with like decent to like light 7 sort of platforming experience, I would recommend waiting for it to go on sale. Because like I have 16 hours in it, but I 100%ed the third area,
Yeah.
and I probably could have finished the game by now. I definitely could have. It's probably it's an 8 to 12 hour game if you don't like try to go find everything.
That's good. That's good. So you have spent way too long in the game, is what you're saying.
Yes, and I have still not even finished it. So
Good.
that's yep, I am a child and I'm okay with that.
That's all right. And we're gonna move
Remember,
on to Connor.
don't stop being cringy. Just kill the part of you that cringes.
Yeah. And we're gonna move on to Connor and ask what games he's played this week.
Well, I have been jumping games. I might have mentioned this at the end of last session, not last session, last podcast. I finished Cyberpunk 2077, which is to say I finally went back and got all the achievements that I didn't have before. It's a good game, very pretty game. I don't think it deserves as much of the bashing as it got, and I don't know how much of that is just because they've been working on it since the release.
You played the patched version, is why.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to give it a glowing, warm review, and I think a lot of that is because they kept on working on it. This game was not ready to be let out of the oven when it first came out.
Even the developers said, "Nah, we should not have released it."
So now I'm looking for a new game to play, and I'm kind of looking for a shooter that's like, not an intense action shooter. I tried playing Fallout 4, but I can't for the life of me get that to work on my ultra-wide monitors, and I'm getting frustrated.
I saw that. I saw that.
Oh, that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was Metro that I was trying to get work, which also doesn't work on ultra-wide monitors, because I just want like an atmospheric, maybe first-person shooter, but it doesn't seem like it's an option for at least the monitor setup that I have right now, unfortunately.
There are a lot of games that don't work with ultra-wide monitors. Like it seems like every new PC game that comes out in the last several years, people are like, "Why do you still not support ultra-wide monitors?"
Have you thought about Outer Worlds?
It's funny you say that. Actually, I have that installed in my Steam Deck right now, but I haven't actually clicked the start to play on it. I've been jumping to other games that we'll talk about, but maybe soon. What
was the gasp for?
Sorry, I went on the Steam store page and I just reacted because Hatsune Miku Logic Paint S has a PC port now, which is the best Picross game I've ever played.
You remember that whole you killing the part of you that cringes? You should revive that.
I love Picross. I love Hatsune Miku. It has some really good quality of life features with Picross. Okay.
So we're gonna. What other games have you played this week, Connor?
Yeah,
what ones have you been able to get working?
I'm looking for a good first-person shooter, and it's not Halo the Master Chief Collection. I've been trying every single Halo version, even Halo 1, just to be like, please be fun. And nope.
Hey, from what I understand, it's not one of the stories that we're talking about this week, but I think they do have a release date for Halo Infinite co-op.
No, the co-op's out.
Yeah, the co-op's dead, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's done.
I thought they straight up canceled it.
No. They canceled split screen.
Yes, local
Oh,
co-op. Couch co-op is
okay.
completely canned, but I believe the co-op is out.
No,
I'm
I
not going to
want.
say friend of the podcast, acquaintance of the podcast, Caleb. I believe he was asking people to play with him.
Okay, so when do Halo Infinite's co-op campaign features come out? Says it was on the 8th of November is when it should come out. So
That
yeah, it
sounds
would have
about
been
right.
out for about a week. Yeah, that makes sense.
So are you
Um,
ready to try Halo Infinite? See how well that promised netcode works?
we'll talk about that during the games that I played this week. But let's move on. You've been trying all the Halo games, and apparently they're
Yeah,
not fun.
none of them are really scratching that itch. So going to the Steam Deck because getting frustrated with my monitor situation. Been playing Tactics Ogre Reborn,
Hmm.
which is an incredibly overpriced game, but it's a tactics game. It's just like Final Fantasy Tactics, so I imagine I'm going to spend a long time with this game.
That's old as shit.
Yeah,
Wasn't it like a PS1 game?
yeah. I almost considered just emulating it, but now it has achievements, Aroa.
Well,
Oh, I see.
Achievements.
I see.
I don't think they're even good achievements, but I have a sickness.
What about Triangle Strategy? Have you thought about getting that one?
I did pick that up on my Nintendo Switch, and it didn't do it for me.
Oh,
I
okay.
was looking for a Final Fantasy Tactics, and instead what I got was a Fire Emblem.
Ah, that
Oh,
makes sense.
see, I was going to suggest a Fire Emblem game. So,
It's not quite what I'm looking for right now. And then just to wrap
what
up
about
this incredibly,
Disgaea?
I love Disgaea. I actually just put Disgaea 5 on my wish list for Steam. I own Disgaea 5 on Switch, but again, achievements. Also, it's my understanding that 5 is the best of them.
I don't know. I'm terrible at SRPGs.
I am not asking the right people. Okay. Finally, the last thing that I think is worth talking about, because I play Space Station 13 every week, is Red Dead Redemption 2 runs really well on the Steam Deck, you guys.
Like 30 to 40 frames a second, right? Like not 60, I don't think.
I was getting a solid 60.
Really?
Like I was just
Oh.
hanging out on the farm. I wasn't doing anything intense,
Okay.
but it looked good too.
Do you have FSR on, or is it just
No, I do not think
Okay.
I have FSR on. I think it's on linear or whatever.
nice?
I am blown away by how well this game does for something that I play as a Game Boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I have been heavily impressed with the Steam Deck. One day I'll get mine back. So
Oh no.
Yeah.
Has it been girlfriendified?
Yes, it has.
Womp womp.
Wah wah wah.
Is she playing New Vegas, by the way? I thought I
Yeah.
saw that you got achievements for that, and I was like, huh. I'm surprised he hasn't been talking about that.
Yeah. So I went to I went to go work on a clinic this weekend, and I came back and my girlfriend's like, I played 25 hours of Fallout.
That sounds
Okay.
right.
Yep. So yeah, she's been playing New Vegas on the Steam Deck, which is good. It's a good game.
It's a great game. I recommend it.
So,
So yeah, if you are one of the one listener who likes keeping track of what games work great on Steam Deck, Red Dead Redemption 2, phenomenal.
Good. Happy to hear it. We're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about me. I only have 2 games I played, I believe. Oh, right. I did not play Overwatch 2. I played Power Wash Simulator. Because the people in my Twitch, before I left to go to Canada, they're like, "Oh, you should play Power Wash Simulator again." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And then I got back and I was playing Overwatch 2, and they're like, "You promised us Power Wash Simulator." I'm like, "What? Did I? When did I make that commitment?" And they're like, "Before you left, you said you would play Power Wash Simulator when you get back." And I was like, "God."
I also remember this.
I was
Just
like,
putting it out there.
I was like, how do you remember this? And it escaped my brain, because my brain, like, I don't hate Power Wash Simulator, but I don't think of it as like a fun time. So I was like, yeah, sure, they'll forget about it. And
I
then
can understand why somebody would hate Power Wash Simulator.
I can understand it. I don't hate it. It's fine, especially since I was playing with a friend. If I was playing it by myself, I would be incredibly bored. So this last Monday, to make it up to my fans on Twitch, my very limited amount of fans, I played Power Wash Simulator, so they enjoyed that. I just washed things with a power washer.
That's what the kids want.
And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, I played Mass Effect 2, which is a really good game. The best of the Mass Effect series, I would say. I don't know if either of you disagree. Either of you might think that 3 is a better game or 1 is a better game, but I think 2 is the best Mass Effect game that was released.
1's the only one I finished.
That makes sense. Cause you...
Because it's the shortest.
Yeah, because it's only like 15 to 20 hours long. But yeah, it's a good game. Mass Effect 2, great. I highly suggest it. There are a couple mods I put on because I have beaten the game before, and they're not like earth-shattering mods. I put one that automatically mines all resources on a planet, so instead of having to like find each individual mining point, it just gives you all the resources in one probe. Makes that easier.
Oh, so you cut like 80 hours out of the game.
I know, right? And then also I gave my ship unlimited fuel. That's another mod that I put on so that I don't have to go to the fueling station and fill up my gas tank all the time. And I also put on unlimited sprint so that I could just, sprint in a straight line.
You just fucking broke the game then.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I did. Yep. It's currently unplayable. No, it's I didn't put any overpowered mods or anything on there. They do have some mods for like Mass Effect 1 that were some like higher textures and stuff, but even for the legendary version, but I didn't do any of those when I played the original Mass Effect 1. Anyway, after I am done with Mass Effect 2, maybe I can convince Connor to play Halo Infinite with me. And we can...
Possibly. I am interested in doing the co-op if the co-op works, and that's a big if.
That is a big if. But we're going to move on. We're going to talk about some news stories. Which one do we want to talk about first? I guess we'll talk about the Twitter drama that's going on. And by Twitter drama, I mean, I guess while I was gone, because on Thursday I had to leave and go to Portland to help set up a clinic up there. And was it Thursday or Friday? Like, I was reading that Twitter died for a little bit. Like, it went down. And from what I understand, Elon put out a tweet saying like, oh yeah, we're going to shut off a bunch of these services that we don't need. And then apparently they were services that they totally needed.
Broke everything because the moron doesn't actually know how the company works.
Look, man,
Yeah.
the file clearly says do not remove this coconut. If you remove the coconut, Twitter stops working.
Yeah. And so he has been kind of on a tirade. He did it with SpaceX and Tesla, where after the pandemic was officially declared over, even though it's not over, he had come out and said, oh, everyone's going to have to return to office. Being away from the office and working remotely just isn't as productive, even though 0 of the studies show that he is correct. And so a lot of people are just quitting from, apparently. It says here, this is from Engadget, Elon Musk is now facing a new crisis at Twitter as a wave of employees seem to reject his ultimatum amid extremely hardcore Twitter 2.0 or leave the company. Hours after a deadline for workers to check yes on a Google form accepting long hours at high intensity, it seems a large number of employees have rejected his vision. I like that they were sent a Google form being like, yes or no, do you want to work 60
Do you want
plus
to hate
hours?
your job?
Do you want to hate your job? And they're like, no, we can find jobs. Thanks. And they just left.
Many of them probably to go work at Google.
And they also got rid of 10,000 people, which rumors were before he bought Twitter. They're like, oh, he's like, we're going to get rid of 75% of the staff. And then he cut it back down. He's like, no, I'm not getting rid of 75% of the staff, just 50% of the staff.
Yeah, and I don't think that's in this article, but I just read like an hour ago that now there's a class action lawsuit
Mm-hmm.
from all those employees who are like, hey, so turns out federal law states that if you have a mass layoff, you have to give at least 60 days notice.
Yeah, it said others tweeted messages alluding to Musk's policies. In his Wednesday morning message, Musk had said that only exceptional performance will constitute a passing grade. That's not how it works.
It's so fucking delusional.
Yeah.
I want to be like, obviously he just wants Twitter to die, right? But like, what benefit does that have for him at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Like he has lost dozens of billions of dollars in this deal, and now he's just going to run it into the ground?
Like
What is the end goal?
my theory is that he started buying stock in Twitter, and he bought too much stock in Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where he illegally bought stock in Twitter. Because if you're going to buy over a certain percentage, I think it's 15%, I could be wrong. But if you're going to buy a certain percentage of a company's stock, you have to declare it to federal agencies. I think it's the FEC. Again, don't know. I'm not in politics. Or I also don't buy 15% of any company's stock for some reason. So he has to declare it to a federal agency. He didn't do that. He then went on and was like, I'm just going to buy Twitter. And I think it was a joke where he expected...
But you can't just make a joke about that whenever you're Elon Musk.
Yeah, you can't make a joke about that when you have the money to actually do it. And you're also buying stock in it. And so Twitter originally, the board of directors was like, no, we're not going to let you do that. And then they're like, you know what? We could make a lot of money off this.
Yeah, they're like, wait, we can get out of this hellhole?
Yeah,
okay.
let's do it. And then he was kind of put in between a rock and a hard place. Either he had to go to court and he would have lost the case because he was trying to back out of the deal, and he would have had to pay Twitter $1 billion to back out of that deal. Plus, the bigger problem is that he would have had to reveal information that would have then become public that he would like to keep private. And I'm not sure what information that is, whether it's stock holdings in other companies, stock portfolios, stuff like that, or if it's more personal. But I believe that it was more aligned with his businesses. And if that stuff came out, it could have potentially harmed his other businesses and personal life more than just buying Twitter. So he ended up buying Twitter, and now he's running into the ground to the point where I believe he may be looking for a new CEO already. Somebody to actually run the company. So I will throw my hat in. I cannot possibly do a worse job at running Twitter than Elon Musk has in the last 2 weeks. I think
it is
impressive
impressive how much he's done.
I will have Aroa and Connor on my board of directors.
When I show up, can my office be replaced with a sink?
Why?
Just to let that... Oh, is that not funny? Do you not think that's funny? Nobody else thinks that's funny either.
Because he carried a sink. Because he had a sink. Why did he have a sink?
Because he
I have no idea.
thinks he's funny.
I
think that's the most sad part about all of this.
Yeah, and I have a coworker who is like all aboard the Musk train. So like every time Elon Musk does something, he's like, "Oh my God, Elon Musk is amazing. Twitter's going to be so much better now that Elon Musk has it." And I'm like, "You're really like when when Tesla's first came out, when they had the S, and then they were coming out with the Model 3. I was like, man, This seems awesome. A $35,000 electric car, that seems great. Now it's $50,000 is the minimum you'll have to spend on it. And I'm just like, you know what? There are other electric cars that are coming out that are beating you on price and performance at this point. And they have less problematic CEOs. So I'll probably...
Yeah, but it's about marketing.
Yeah, and the problem I have is that if Elon Musk would have just been like the Steve Jobs, I think when he first started, or in the last 6 or 7 years ago, he was more or less like kind of like Steve Jobs. He would go out and give those presentations, and then you really wouldn't hear from him very much. He wouldn't give his political opinions, and then I don't know. He must have like fired his PR person because he likes doing that. He likes firing people, and then just like went off the deep end and thinks that he's some like super hilarious meme lord.
I think he just started getting attention on the internet, and like that he just has the personality of I want everyone to pay attention to me.
That could be it too.
And that's just that's why he keeps doing what he's doing.
And so if I'm going to buy an electric car, it's not going to be a Tesla now. Even though I do think that they are cool cars, I don't think that the Model 3 is worth $50,000.
It's not. You know what else? You know what else is great?
What?
So I know somebody who bought a Tesla Model 3.
Me too.
Got in an accident.
Ooh.
The car cannot be driven because the part of the like door frame was damaged. So like the door can't close.
Okay.
That part cannot be acquired.
Okay.
So he has to get another Tesla.
Wait, but insurance won't cover it?
So insurance told him, we have to get you another Tesla.
Okay.
Which is going to take at least 6 months.
Yeah. So he can't drive.
So he has no car for 6 months while they wait on back order for a new Tesla to be made for him.
I am still debating on which electric car I want, because I think in the next year or two I'm going to buy an electric car. And it's either going to be...
I would... Well, go ahead. What's your thinking?
It's either going to be the Chevy Bolt or the Aptera.
You don't like the Hyundai Ioniq?
A little too expensive.
Oh, okay.
The Chevy Bolt starts at $26,000.
Yeah.
And the Aptera for the 400-mile range one, or I'm sorry, for the 600-mile range one is around $40,000. So
I haven't actually looked at the full electric Ioniq. There's a plug-in hybrid version of the Ioniq that's something right now you can get it used for like maybe somewhere in the 20,000 range.
Yeah, I would want just a full electric car. I already have a hybrid.
Yeah,
it's not
but a plug-in hybrid.
Yeah, I think I'll go all electric. I'll just make it happen. Just go all in. So anyway, we're gonna move on to another story. Stop talking about Elon Musk until next week, where he blows up Twitter and we all have to move to Mastodon. The Reetin Entertainment Mastodon server is gonna be coming up here soon. Just go to my Discord. It's linked below. Microsoft Teams is adding games, so you can slack off while at work.
Oh, yeah, there's Minesweeper, huh?
Minesweeper and Solitaire.
Teams is like, listen, we already snitching on you. Why don't we just remove the middleman? Play games on us.
Yeah. This is from Eurogamer.net. Microsoft corporate chat tool Teams is getting a range of casual games to aid team building, including Solitaire, Minesweeper, Wordament, and Icebreakers. Don't use this. Your boss will get mad at you. I don't know why they would add this to what's ostensibly something that your corporation is going to be managing, right? That makes zero sense to me.
It's currently not available. I
Yeah.
guess, or at least not in on my work laptop.
Yeah, I wonder if the company has to enable it in the back end,
Probably,
and they're just not going to do that. That seems
or you have
silly.
to disable it. So maybe once it is available, maybe it's just not available yet.
Maybe.
I
Or
don't know.
maybe you just need to wait for an update. Have you checked Windows updates?
I don't get those.
Oh, why not?
My company
TST.
doesn't. Yeah, we don't use Windows updates. It's all done through SCCM. So
Oh, you don't do a WSUS server
you
or
don't do a
anything?
manual. No.
Mm. We did with a couple of the companies I worked with, we had WSUS, WSUS server.
Yeah,
And so we
that's
would
deprecated.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I did not know that. But we would test out on the IT devices the updates before we would push them out to the rest of the company, just in case something broke. I remember at the first IT job I worked. Have you guys ever used SAP?
Yeah.
Yeah, that program sucks, and it's terrible. And there was a Windows update that broke one of the plugins in SAP. And so my boss and I had to go through and like remove each update individually to find out which update that was installed that day did it. And then we had to go to every single computer that used SAP, remove that update, and then we had to block that update from being downloaded, that was a fun day. That's what I'm saying.
It's
More of this.
fascinating how there's so much enterprise software that is utter garbage, but yet is used so ubiquitously.
Okay, I know we're going off on a tangent, but I just need to complain. So this software, SAP, if you update the software, at least back in the day when I was doing it about 5 or 6 years ago, you had to remove all of the plugins, uninstall SAP, install the new version, and then install all of the new all the new plugins, or all of the old plugins. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. You couldn't just install the new version of SAP and have that software update all the plugins.
Man, no wonder we just had all of that sitting in a published app environment.
Yeah. It's really, really bad. We're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about some insider trading. Oh no, it's Yuji Naka.
Oh no.
He did some insider trading, which is bad, and he has been arrested for it. Now he is the creator of Sonic. Was he one of the creators of Sonic Frontiers, or is it just?
No, he hasn't actually worked for Sega in several years now.
Okay.
Actually, the most recent thing that he worked on was Balan Wonderworld. Yeah.
Wonderland, wasn't it?
It's Wonderworld.
Okay.
Wonderland I think is copyrighted by the Peter Pan man.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So, it says here, this is from TechSpot. It says in September 2020, Square Enix announced a wait, what? Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Dragon Quest mobile game titled Dragon Quest Tact. Oh, perfect. This is the tactics games you're looking for, right, Connor? Dragon Quest
think that's
Tact.
quite right now. I don't think it's going to be Dragon Quest Tact.
Okay. A small, relatively unknown studio named Aiming was working on the project. Some employees within Square Enix had heard the developer was working on a new entry for the beloved DQ franchise before the announcement.
Dairy Queen.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. And bought loads of stock in the company. Oh, I see. So, some of the Square Enix employees heard about the Dragon Quest game and were like, we're going to buy a bunch of stock because we have information that this game is going to be released before anybody else. According to the Japanese news outlet FFN, Tokyo authorities arrested Taisuke Sasaki Thursday
You read
evening.
the harder name without any problems and then paused on the easy one.
Yeah, Thursday
What a
evening
pocket gaijin.
on charges of insider trading. Sasaki, who had worked on such franchises as Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, purchased 27.2 million yen, or 194,000 US dollars, worth of shares in Aiming between December 2019 and February of 2020. Authorities allege the purchase came after Sasaki learned the details of the Dragon Quest project. And then other people have also bought. It says,
Interesting. Sasaki was also credited on Balan Wonderworld.
was he?
Mm-hmm.
So, Fumiaki Suzuki faces similar charges. He did 162,000 shares. And then Yuji Naka, or I'm sorry, Yuri Naka, not Yuji Naka. Wait, or did they spell that wrong? They spelled it wrong. It is Yuji Naka. They spelled it wrong. They spelled it Yuri Naka. Oh goodness. He is co-founder of the original Sonic the Hedgehog. How much did he buy? It says he had 10,000 shares worth 2.8 million yen, or about $20,000. Yeah, so that's not good. I'm not sure what the Japanese, what their prison sentences are like for insider trading.
Oh, they're gonna get beheaded.
Oh no!
Oh no! they really don't like insider trading. I doubt that it's gonna be that much. I don't think it's gonna be like.
No, it'll just be a pinky finger.
Yeah, that might be it. I do know that Japanese prisons are notoriously rough, and I hope that they don't get too much time in there. I don't know. Remember Martha Stewart years ago did some insider trading, and she was out in like 3 years. But that was in the United States. I'm not sure what the prison sentences are going to be like in Japan for this. I do know though that if they go to court, they're going to lose.
Oh yeah.
Japan has a 99% prosecution rate if you go to court. It is notoriously very strict, to the point where I would not want to be a public defender in Japan. And I believe the reason is they don't tend to take people to court unless they know that they're going to be able to get a conviction.
Or you keep your high percentages.
Yeah, you keep those high percentages going on. So yeah, this is not good for Yuji Naka or the other people involved. I guess there were the three main ones, but then they said I think it was quite a few people actually did this that aren't named in this. Yeah. So anyway, if anybody wants to play Dragon Quest Tact, I think that's going to be a good thing to invest in. If you guys, I hear lots of notable people are investing in Aiming, the company that is making Dragon Quest Tact. And lastly,
all of these like companies that large publishers contract out shitty mobile games to have like just random fucking words as their company name. It's so weird. It's like they were spun up specifically for the purpose of just being a company that only makes spin-off mobile titles.
People wouldn't do that. Don't say stuff like that, Aroa. Don't be silly.
Well, and the thing I don't like about it is that this isn't done more often, because we know there's insider trading in the United States and elsewhere that just nobody ever talks about. Like nobody ever gets caught. Yeah. And that's why these people, that's why Yuji Naka and all of them were able to get away, or they thought they would get away with it. They're like, oh, we're just going to invest in this company and it doesn't matter. We're just going to violate this insider trading.
They probably got caught just because they told the wrong person and then they tattled on them.
Yeah. Just like our next story, with cable company's accidental email to rival discusses plans to block competition. Who brought this up?
That was me.
Hey, Aroa. Hey, we actually had a decent segue there.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yep. We did it.
It hurts
Unusual
that.
for us.
Yeah, it hurts
We
when
always
we
have
actually
to
have
call
to.
it out.
Yeah, we do. So Aroa, what's up with this? What was the email that was sent?
So basically, summary is this dude is an executive at Connexon, which is a smaller broadband company where they operate fiber networks for a bunch of rural areas in America.
Okay.
They only serve like a few thousand households, but they're households that normally would be stuck with maybe DSL at best. And instead they're getting fiber to the home,
Okay.
which is great.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And they generally do it like either at cost or like with very slim margins. And in the process of this, by doing that, they get access to certain federal and other governmental grants to be able to sustain their business because they're helping out areas with like 37% poverty rates. It's pretty fucking fantastic. So in the course of this, Cable One, a cable provider that operates under the name Sparklight in a lot of cases, which I actually am somewhat familiar with this company. They're fucking awful. Go figure.
Oh, how are they awful? Tell us your experience.
Well, not from like actually directly getting service, but the company that I work for has leased fiber circuits from Sparklight in the past, and they have been the most difficult to deal with, unreliable, and just generally don't back their product. Back in my day, you put your business behind your product, and now you just put it out there and you leave it and you never support it.
Okay.
There's a reason. I think there's a reason that we dropped their fiber circuits. Because that and maybe CenturyLink bought all of their fiber. I'm not sure, but in any case, Cable One, they accidentally sent an internal email and I guess just like kind of fucking fat fingered and CC'd this dude who's the executive at Connexon. And the email was discussing the fact that Connexon got a grant to be able to start building out fiber in certain areas, and how Cable One needs to put a stop to that shit because they need to keep the the competition from building out into any of their territory, particularly through the use of public funds, because they can't compete with public funds. So they just have to prevent them from getting them in the first place.
So what you're saying is, Connexon is the good one.
Mm-hmm.
And Cable One is the bad one.
Yeah.
And Cable One was emailing somebody else. Do we know the name of the other company that they were emailing?
It seems like it was supposed to be an internal email, and maybe the person who was doing or sending this email out put in the name. Jonathan Chambers is the executive's name. Maybe they put in that name and they were meant to send it to a different Jonathan Chambers, but you know how Outlook will just put in whoever the last dude was with that name at the top of the list of autocomplete shit. So it probably just did that. And so they ended up sending the email to him, in which case, in which they said, quote, challenging publicly funded overbuilds is becoming one of the most important tasks we do as a company. And overbuild is an industry term for competition. It's for putting other fiber in an area where your fiber is already serving, because God forbid anybody actually offer a competitive service. So yeah, it just like Cable One is essentially trying to lobby with the government to keep Connexon from getting the funds that they need to be able to give internet to poor people, because Cable One wants to be the ones who get to overcharge for internet in every area that they can possibly get a hold of. And the worst part of all this too, though, is that as far as Connexon is aware, or at least Jonathan Chambers has said that they are aware, the areas that they are planning to build into are not currently served by Cable One. So they should have no legal jurisdiction over challenging this. And yet they are.
Oh yeah, so they
So-
don't have what's called standing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have nothing to really be able to do this on as far as anybody knows. So there's maybe a chance that Cable One has like started building out there and just hasn't told anybody, or something along those lines, or they're just that desperate to keep anybody from possibly competing with them.
Sometimes
I
they'll-
just-
sometimes companies will lie. Circling back around to Elon Musk. Do you know the tunnel? What was it called? The tunnel that he wanted to Hyperloop.
Oh, yeah.
Boring company, Hyperlink, yeah,
Yeah, Hyperloop.
Yeah.
or Loop, yeah.
Yeah. They announced that they were going to be doing that so that they could shut down rapid transit in California, because they were going to create a high-speed rail in California. And so he was like, no, we're going to do the Hyperloop. It's going to be better. And so it kind of shut down the expansion that they were going to do with high-speed rail in California. So sometimes companies will just come out and be like, oh, we're going to build out infrastructure in that area to prevent other people from being able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Which,
bullshit.
any company that does that, go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, really, I just thought it was kind of amazing that, like, this company is just so open about the fact that they are evil, and accidentally just kind of outed themselves to everyone. And because like there's absolutely no doubt in my mind, and neither of yours, that every other fucking major cable company in America has this exact same mindset of the most important thing that they can do is keep anybody else from being able to challenge their territory. Nobody else can possibly build in any of the places that they serve, because that means they lose money, and that's bad.
Yeah.
That's
It is
fucking
it is
gross.
bad. It is disgusting that they might lose some money. That's
God forbid. Yeah.
got to be on the side of the job creators, everybody. These guys-
Yeah.
These guys are creating
We don't
jobs.
exploit these poor people. How will people put food on their plates?
Exactly. But yeah, so I hate most ISPs. I'm still mad that I don't have 1 gig by 1 gig internet yet. That would be nice. From what Aroa says, it's fantastic.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I would like that. I would like that a lot, but I can't. So unfortunately, I have to stick with my 1 gig by 20 megs, which I keep emailing them every month. It's like every month or two, I'm like, hey, give me faster upload. Just in the hopes that they're like, oh yeah, we can upgrade you to 50 megs or something. But I think that they're doing their fiber rollout, so they're just letting their coax stay at what the rate it's at. What do you want, kitty? What do you want? But yeah,
Everyone's favorite part of the show.
where she decides to attack me.
Mhm.
Anyway,
You talking about your girlfriend?
no, there's a cat that jumps up on my desk all the time. So that's what I was talking about. My girlfriend went to, she got up and went to another room, and the cat was
Yeah.
laying on her. So now the cat is
Yeah.
trying to bug me instead. You know how that goes.
It is a riveting tale, chap.
Exactly. I would like to thank you, Aroa, for being here.
Yeah, I was here.
I would like to thank you, Connor, for being here.
These sure were the stories for the week.
They were. And we will be back, I believe, next week. I think we're all free next week to be back here. And I'll see both or one or zero of you next week. Goodbye.
That's how numbers work.